Does anger and fear get in the way of your life, of your bliss, of your joy, of your happiness, of creating a life of ease? So today the topic is anger and low frequency emotions and how we're going to transmute them with sound. I have been using my voice to do this for a long time, and it's really effective and it's really fun and it works. Hey guys, thanks for being here. We are remembering our greatness together. Welcome to the High Vibe Tribe. We all have something to share. So if anything rings a bell that you feel like that you use or that helps you with anger or low vibrational emotions, be sure to share it in the comments. This is a tribe. We are learning together. All right, so let's dive deep so we can raise our vibration high. So anger. I'm going to get a little vulnerable here today. Anger is something that I am really familiar with. I grew up with people that we were all very expressive with anger. We're all also very empathic people, whether we were taking on anger for other people or feeling the surges within ourselves. It was expressed a lot and in ways that were not very healthy, very reactive. I remember being chased by the wooden spoon. Yes, someone was on the other end of the wooden spoon. But I was very little, like 4 years old, being chased up the stairs with a wooden spoon and then hiding behind my bed. And I remember the anger of the person holding the spoon. And I remember sitting behind my bed and just watching. And I remember having the ability to pause and to take a breath and to just automatically transmute anger to compassion and seeing that person and saying, this isn't that person. You know, this is, they are love. This is just something they're going through. And I look back and I was just like, wow, I was pretty wise at 4 years old. But going through and being marinated in a lot of that type of anger energy, I've had to battle some anger throughout my life. And I vowed never to treat my children this way. However, they never did get the wooden spoon, but I did have outbursts and anger and yelling. And it was really a big impetus for me to really get to the bottom of it, because I wanted to parent with unconditional love, and I really wanted to get there. And so get there, and I'm still working with it, if I'm really honest and candid. I do feel anger from the collective. Sometimes it just comes up. And so what is that about? Yeah, anger can be fueled from a past reality that's coming into this present moment, right? It can be a default mode that we were parented with. It also could be something that we are processing for the collective. Anger is a pretty low frequency emotion. So I'm talking about the emotional guidance scale today. So this is really cool. Emotional guidance scale. Number 1 is joy, love, and freedom. And it goes all the way down to number 22, fear, grief, and depression. Anger is around 17. It's a pretty low vibe. And as our earth is asking us all to join her in 5th dimension frequencies, the anger is going to have to be transmuted. The anger is going to have to be transmuted to a higher frequency. So a lot of us light workers are holding the anger to be able to transmute it to a higher frequency. And we can do this. Sometimes it's confusing though, because we feel like the anger that we're holding and transmuting, we feel like it's ours. And we start letting it kind of tumbleweed into scenarios and stories and relationships. And we start finding a reason to have that anger. And in this point in time, if you've done a lot of work, if you know your emotions and all of a sudden anger comes up and one day you're just like, there's anger, this is what I'm talking about, okay? This is the anger that we are transmuting for the planet, for the collective, because that energy is not useful for us to go up to higher vibrations. It doesn't exist, actually. So that energy doesn't exist in fifth dimension and realities. So we got to do something with it. So energy is energy, but it's all like working at different frequencies. So what we're going to do is get that frequency of anger, and we're going to get it going fast. So that's what we're doing here. So when we start to feel the anger, there's a few things to do. One is feel it. Okay, feel the anger. Okay, so if you're noticing anger, you're feeling it, oh my gosh, there it is, right? Find the message in it. So this is where you can get creative with questions. You're feeling the anger. Wait a second, like, I'm feeling this. What is this telling me? Who am I really mad at? Does that even make sense? Is this part of the collective? What's the message here? So get that information. Number 3 is pause. Pause. Go lock yourself in a room. Do whatever you need to do to not react. Pause. This pause helps you to really know that, I don't have to give this a story. It's just energy moving through. Okay? And then 4 is breathe. Connect with your breath. Connect down low with your breath. Take some deep breaths. Get the fire of prana in there with the breathing. Yeah, just keep breathing, connect with the breath, and that starts to shift it. Now, this next step, number 5, is my most favorite way of transmuting energy. It's with sound. It's with the sound of our voice. This is so powerful, people, and it will shift things pretty quickly. Really will. And it really helps you to detach from the story of anger. So there's the energy of anger, and then there is the story of anger. Now, if we can allow the energy of anger to flow like a wave, crash, and just go back into the ocean, that's kind of the transmuting process, you know? The wave comes up and then goes back into the ocean. That's what we want. The anger comes up, it's a slower frequency, and then crashes back down and goes into the higher frequencies. That's our goal. But if we attach it to a story, it becomes more real. It becomes more solid. It becomes denser, and it's harder to move. And then it starts to become an entity in itself, and then it can be passed down to the people you're reacting to. Been there and done that, and not proud. And then I forgive myself and have gratitude that I am creating a witness powerful enough to see myself, to grow awareness, and to shine through that all. So guys, this is the human condition. We're all going to be angry. We're all going to be reactive. We're all going to not feel so good about some of the ways we've explored anger. That's okay. All right. The fact is, if you're watching this makes sense. You've probably created a witness body to see what's going on and to make a different choice. And that awareness is huge in transmuting this frequency. So let's try this next step. So the next step is you're taking a nice deep breath. Okay, you're connecting with your breath. You're starting to change that frequency of the anger. And then you're going to let out an om. You're going to let out an om like this, just tuning into the breath, tuning into that sensation. Om. Om. So as you ohm and as you connect with the frequency of anger, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like concentric circles. So this is the anger right here in the middle, right? And then just like throwing a rock into the lake, right? We want it to expand. We want it to go out in concentric circles. That dilutes it. That gets it the quickening happening. That transmutes the anger into an expanded higher frequency. And that's what we're doing with the oming. Now, if you start to tune in to the oming and you tune into the anger with it, you're going to feel that it does do that expansion. And you may want to even start to tone something else. And this is where it gets really fun. So as you go from om, 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 and then you get to play in the whole field of where that frequency is going. You get to pull it like taffy and juggle it and play with it. And you get to do that with your own sound, with tuning in and intending. And so that's how I transmute anger or any low vibe emotion back into the sea of high frequency. And if you feel called to do this, it's a really powerful practice. And it also is doing a lot for this planet. Guys, there's a lot of work we have to do to get to this planet to the fifth dimension. So the planet, let me rephrase that. The planet is at fifth dimension, but us humans kind of are lagging behind. So we gotta, help the humans around. So if we can transmute the anger instead of keep passing it on, if we keep circulating the anger, it's going to keep going to other people, right? So energy is contagious, right? So it's more contagious than a microbe, right? So energy, it's why like people can feel the anger and the tension in the collective, people wake up kind of tense. And it's not even their lives that they're tense about. It's just they feel an overall tension and anger. There's a lot of anger in the collective right now, guys. So please try this. Please try this process to transmute the anger in the collective field. And what we're doing is really helping that collective 3D consciousness raise their vibe and make it easier to play with those fifth dimension frequencies. We're helping the planet. We're helping Gaia out. So just to recap, number one, you're going to feel it, right? I feel this. Then you're going to find the message in it. You're going to find out, is it yours? Is it someone else's? What's the message here? What's this telling me? Number three, you're going to pause and you're going to lock yourself in a room if you need to. Give yourself a nice big pause so you don't react and develop a whole story around the anger. And number four, you're going to breathe. You're going to connect with your breath, feel into that anger, breathe deep in and out. You'll feel it start to dissolve. And then you go into oming. And this is the practice. You feel the density here in the middle and you're expanding the waves out. Okay? So you're going to om. You're going to om. And then from there, it could take you on a whole sound journey. This is about transmuting anger or any other low frequency vibration. And it really helps to look at the emotional guidance system to see the list from 1 to 22 of all the frequencies of where they are on the list. Some of them might surprise you. That jealousy is a lower frequency than anger. Blame is just above anger. So it's just a play here. And we are always going up and down the guidance system, the emotional system, in flow. But when we get stuck someplace, that's where we have a problem. And right now, humanity is kind of stuck in these lower frequencies. And to get to fifth dimension, we have to give everyone a little boost into the higher frequencies. So as we play in higher dimensions and higher frequencies, we start to just have less of a dip down, okay? So instead of going 1 to 22 or 5 to 22 and we're like, whoa, we get to just say like maybe 1 to 10. Maybe we just play 1 to 10 in the scale. And so we really want to narrow the number line that we play with. Instead of 1 to 22, that we start to just really live our lives between maybe 1 and 10 or 1 and 5, 1 and 2. Wouldn't that be cool? So guys, if you have any questions about this, please put them in the comments. I'm happy to continue talking about this, and anything you have that works for you to transmute anger and lower frequency emotions to higher frequency. Let us know. We are remembering our greatness together. So be sure to subscribe, like, and click that bell. I would really appreciate that. Trying to get this information out to people that are really looking for it. So let's see if we can do that by the subscribe click and the bell. So, all right, guys, go give this a try. Let me know how it goes. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.